Welcome to the exclusive Fireside chat with Asian designers. My name is Michelle Chow, CEO and founder of Avant Gardist. The reason why I started the company because I travel often for business and leisure, and I love to discover unique, high quality apparel from around the world, especially emerging independent fashion designers who aren't represented in the US. So I got a lot of compliments when I wore the looks I brought home, but my friends were disappointed to hear that they couldn't access them here. That's why I decided to build Avant-Gardist. It is an e-commerce platform where hard to find avant-garde designers could be featured and marketed and easily accessible to fashion hunters around the world. First, I would love to welcome the list of panelists today. Vincent Lee, he began training as a dancer before switching to fashion. He's an Australian and Hong Kong trained designer who established his brand in 2014. He believes in gender fluid fashion. In his own words, beauty exists because perfection does not. Today, he's going to share with us his one of a kind outfits. The second designer is Jing Ng for Phenotypsetter. She believes the way we dress shouldn't be confined to our gender and body. Jane started her private label in 2010 and opened her shop Phenotypsetter in 2014. For those who might be interested, Phenotypsetter derives the world from the word phenotype, which means the set of observable characteristics of individual resulting from interaction of its genotype with the environment. Last but not least, Aries Sin for Moment. Moment is a Hong Kong-based, fashion-based brand by designer and creative director. Uh, um, you go by Aries Sin Mei Yuk. She said the brand is grounded in the values of acceptance, diversity, and global citizenship. Moment stands for sustainable, genderless, garment that express individuality and are created to last more than a season. The brand was launched in 2013, and 4 years after they opened its first concept store. Recently, they joined Avant-Gardist brand family with a beautiful collection inspired by nature. I am super excited having them with us today to share the brand stories and inspiration behind their autumn winter 2022 collection today. You will get to pre-order their fabulous creation with a 20% discount. You can check them out at shop.avantgardist.com. Okay, I'm sure you all are anxious to know more. Let me start off with some questions for all of them. If you have any questions, please type it in the chat room. We'll leave you time to ask questions to the designers in about 40 minutes. Okay, so let's get started. So, the first question, what was your inspiration for 2022 autumn and winter collection? So I'm gonna open it up to whoever wanted to take the question first.
Okay, I can start. For my inspiration, it's because of the whole COVID situation. We kind of feeling is uncertainty towards the future. So I actually watching a movie. Um, it's really inspiring, kind of empowers me to stay out of comfort zone and take a risk and still hopefully for the best. So that's the message I want to send out for the also for the spring, summer, and autumn, winter. It's one whole story, but the autumn winter collection I call Rock and Skin Second, which is the sequel for the previous SS22 collection. So each collection for Vincent Lee is a new expressive chapter. Um, and Rocket Skin, it's amplifies the urge of breaking through the current troubles and unknown future in order to seek new possibilities. So we married the feminine and masculine feature with a signature digital prints. But this time, the digital prints played a very small role in the design because we wanted to do something which is different. Uh, which is out of our comfort zone as well. So besides prints, what Vincent else can create. So we take an even more aggressive approach for this collection. We kind of juxtaposing different material and unusual combinations and a different suiting and shirting fabric in one single clothes. So we want to take the concept of self-acceptance, of also the identity to a new height. So we bring a various range of clothing, such as a corset, dress element to coat, shirt to trousers, allow the room for exploration or contemplation on our modern gender identity. So the name of rocket skin, it's actually two Chinese characters, which is one is a stone, one is a skin. When they combine together, means breaking. So that's the core message of coming out of one of the comfort zone and breaking the traditional room or gender perception. That's our brand constantly conveys. So we also question what's the definition of the clothes. Is a shirt a jacket or coat shirt, or it's a t-shirt or shirt? We can call it a t-shirt, or it's a shirt or a dress. So we try blurring those boundaries. The clothes itself has a little bit of humor. So it's associated with social identities. So we kind of adding a little bit of part, you can see a sleeve-like panels on the trousers or skirt, detachable lapel sleeve, a separate collar pieces, or a coat can transform into a skirt or top, or very high trousers dress or half jacket skirt. So we mix those concepts together. I can show you a little video if you like to see it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So, yeah. So can you see my
Yep.
screen now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. I turn the volume up a little bit.
Beautiful.
So it's just quite short.
That is so nice.
Stop sharing now.
That is so
So
nice.
yeah, that's the story of my autumn winter 22 collection.
So what was the creative process, and how long did it take you to come up with that creation?
Um, I normally does is for each year we have a same theme
Hmm.
across the spring, summer, and the autumn, winter. For the beginning of the concept is research, plus the artwork, the fabric research. That would take me probably a couple months.
Mm.
Then we into a trial sampling stage, which take another 3 months to do it. So roughly about 5 months, I think.
Wow.
So I always start from reading
Hmm.
rather than drawing.
Hmm.
So I wanted to understand how people feels and what is any kind of article about it, is any kind of um, writing about it. So I try to understand the situation and the feeling. Then
Hmm.
I kind of capture the key points I wanted to express.
Hmm.
And then I will look at images and artworks and start to doing rough sketchings. And that will coming out to my color palette and also the prints for that maybe I can use.
Mm.
But this time we did create a prints for spring summer. You can see very obviously, but it's not in the full front. It's all very kind of like at the back or details. But this time we, for autumn winter, we kind of like, you only can see them in really fine details. You can't see the prints at all, but the clothes itself still quite graphic. So
Yeah.
we're trying to use a different method to create a kind of feeling. Then the sampling process is always quite long, especially with COVID. Things all getting slow or delayed, so there's always take a longer process than before. Yeah.
That's great. Can you talk more about like the material and is that sustainable?
So from the beginning, we set up the brand. We always wanted to use
Hmm.
sustainable material as much as we can.
Hmm.
So we prefer, first of all, natural fiber, biodegradable materials. And then we also look at other options because we sometimes have to balance the creative idea and aesthetics and also sustainability together. So for the digital print, we work with a company called Think Positive Studio. So they are based in Australia and also have an office in London. So what they did is they are the innovator to develop this kind of technology, which allow us small lengths of fabric to be printed. So that will reduce a lot of waste in fabric using and also the water consumptions. And also their ink used as a water solute. So it's environmental friendly dye. The excess dye is recycled. So for us, it's more flexible when we wanted to create more designs. And they don't have a minimum order, which is another plus.
Hmm.
And this time in this autumn winter collection, we used a lot of this type of fabrics from Japan. It's
Hmm.
called Nia. So it's you could say semi-synthetic fabric, but it's in the sustainable alternative because they source from sustainable managed pine and the eucalyptus forest. And then they produce in a very safe and closed loop process, which the solvents are recycled back to the systems for reuse. Then the whole manufacturing process is combined with industry standard, which they ensure the minimum impact of the environment with a low tree to fiber carbon emission and water consumption.
That's
And yeah, so that's the things we sometimes, because we really like those fabric, but sometimes when we look at the content, how they made, then we decide which one we wanted to use. So we always talk to our fabric agency and suppliers. That's our requirement. That's what we want. That's what we wanted to work with. And also for the new collection, we used some pieces or some details. This one piece is made from eel skin. Eel skin in Asia, because there's a lot of people consume eating eels. I'm not sure about the West, but in the Asian it's a lot. So they never thought about how the waste can turn into clothing material, which is an alternative choice from the leather or pig skins. So they are more kind of, they are also durable, but they're very light and soft. They're very easy to dye in color. And besides that, also we think about the packaging when we're doing people doing online shopping. So I show you this little video about our packaging for online. So
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
that's the
it.
that's the little videos
It's
about.
very nice. You package it well and use all the recycled material and very sustainable. It's really representing your brand value.
That's
Yeah.
what I think it is, we have to do it, and we want to do it that way. Yes.
There's some questions in the chat room here. So why are you using fabrics from Japan?
Uh, First of all, we're in Asia, so there's a lot of choice from the Japanese fabric. They have a wide of range of choices.
Mm-hmm.
I think recently they are starting to move into more sustainable materials.
Mm-hmm.
Before it's a little bit challenging for us to find. And I have been using Japanese fabric since beginning,
Mm-hmm.
like the brand started. Um, at that time, I was working with Australian Japanese companies. They imported all the fabric from us, and I also visited Osaka times to look at all the fabrics, and so I really like the quality of the fabric from there, and then the variety of choice of there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's the reason, yes, and
Great.
also very close to Hong Kong, yeah.
Yeah. Is it common to be involved in the closed loop process?
Common. It's not really. It depends. So for some fabric, you might have a name called Nia, but you have to look carefully whether have a trademark.
Mm-hmm.
So once they say it's certified, have trademark, which means that there's a party getting involved. We're checking their actually manufacture process to ensure they keep with the standard.
So you're considered as an early adopter then. Yeah. So, okay. Thank you, Vincent. So, can I ask, Aries, can you tell us about your inspiration for the autumn winter collection?
Oh, yeah. Hello, since I use the mobile, maybe I can't really show the screen. So maybe you need your help to show some pieces in if possible. Yeah.
Uh,
You may find some really interesting material in the collection because movement is more about how we adopt our life, how we create from limitation, and it's also about how we use sustainability in our business and also for the material using. In the autumn winter 22, the concept is about modes, which is you always see around the nature or some kind of the mode.
mm-hmm.
You can find some pieces. I can maybe you can show our masterpiece, which I could show you more about the concept behind and it's in a clear way. We believe that sustainability is the future. I mean, there's no doubt for all designers. And but one of our quite special features is how we use the leftover materials and how we bring them alive from the treasure box in onto the stage. So you can see this masterpiece called Le Mousse.
Mm,
Um, do you feel it's like you're wearing a really mousse on your body?
it's
Actually,
beautiful.
it's yeah, actually it's created by like 30 different kind of the yarns or the basic fabric, and
Wow.
then we just tease it into a really thin yarn and make it like a flat, and then we weave it back, and then we weave and create like a picture. That's why we treat how the sustainability is a kind of the way we perform and we transform the old stuff into the new one and put it into a luxury way. That is quite different from what we did it from season by season.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of the technique is start from 2018, which is launched in Romania.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the first point we start for this kind of interesting weaving technique. And we elaborate like season by season. and transform into different kind of the way and make it like a balance between art and wearable pieces. We really want to give some passion and some excitement to the wearer every season. When you see the outfit, you say, "Oh my gosh, how can you make it? And what kind of this outfit is coming?" And this kind of the excitement is what Moment want to bring to the audience and the wearers.
You definitely make me excited. The fact that, the material and the delicacy that you put into that thought process is awesome. So how long did it take you to make it?
Well, first of all, we have to collect the yarn. In this masterpiece, we collect the yarn from the knitwear factories. There's always a lot of leftover around the factories and from designers. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
leftover is a really great problem in the fashion pollution.
Mm-hmm.
And we collect the yarn, and then we find what kind of the yarn is suitable for the season.
Mm-hmm.
And this process is already take a month long,
Wow.
because we need to find and we need to negotiate with them. And then we need to do the treatment and how to tear the yarn, how to make sure the quality is good enough, and need to do the test as well. And finally, I mean, the most important process is how we architect, how we do the construction of the we call the picture onto
Mm-hmm.
our body. Since I really want to create some clothing that is I have the communication with our body. So whenever you wear it, you really communicate with it. That's why we want to see, oh, the figure, the pattern put on guys and put on ladies. How's the difference between in one garment? And then we create the shading, the color to get inspiration from the natural modes.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the process for it. And this one, me and my assistant will weave for 2 weeks for only the front pattern, because we need to like create different kind of the shading. You can see it closely.
Yeah.
There is ups and downs, there's layers, and there's two different, even one part, there is 4 yarns to make this shading in order to create the concept of the nose. So it's quite crazy for these pieces.
Wow. It's truly like an art piece.
Yeah, this one we call a wearable art piece. And there's one special thing is our sustainability deal with is we do our collection from the leftover fabric. So every piece is limited, and we won't produce over like, for example, these pieces I have mentioned is only have 2 pieces
Mm-hmm.
because it's already made it, and then we can only like enough to do only 2 pieces. So that's really one of the kind.
It is. So would
Yeah.
you say when somebody places an order, it will take, 2 weeks to make before you can pack and ship?
Only do the weaving.
Only that? Okay. So, all right.
Only do the weaving.
Okay. What is the rest of the process?
Yeah. Also we after that we have to do the pre-treatment. You know that after you weave, you have to fix it. You
Mm-hmm.
have to fix every yarn, and you have to fix every part in order they can wash. Otherwise, it's just an art pieces that cannot be washed. That means it's I mean the functionality is not that good. So we really want to make a balance. So you can find that it's really beautiful, but it can also be washed, and you can like wear by every season, and then you can like pass to the next generation. So this is what we want to create. The longer the clothing can stay into your wardrobe, is more sustainable. It's more sustainable.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God. So,
Yeah, and we every season, and our brand is made in Hong Kong, and we cooperate with the social enterprise in Hong Kong. That's why this is quite a sustainable business, because we help the local craftsmanship and the local movement, and also we helping them to get the job, because normally the NGO they supported from the like the people that they maybe they lost the job, or maybe they are not really working in the society because of they're low educated something, but the handcraft stuff can really heal them. And also they this kind of the technique can really help the industry and help the ladies to get a new life and a new perspective for their lives. So I think this is really meaningful for our sustainable business and our like the weaving technique.
Yeah, can you tell us more about the willow vest?
Hmm? Oh yeah, this one. This
Yeah,
is the this is the ribbon that we used from the previous season. I mean, it was also left over from ourselves.
it's beautiful. I think I saw a different style in the same material at the
Ah, yeah.
fashion show in Shanghai in last time when I was there.
Yeah. So we keep using the weaving technique, but different pattern. And also these few seasons, we start to modify the traditional pattern into a modern way. So it's really exciting, and we find different kind of like the weaving technique from Asians, from European, and from Japanese. We want to create a brand new weaving technique by using the leftover materials, and also we combine with different fabrics and these different new materials as well. So it's really exciting, like an experiment for us and for like every season. And it's really funny too as well. You can see that you can play with it and you can like cheat up your life.
You can tie it yourself too, right?
Yes,
It's fun.
it's really funny. You can tie your friends together.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It's beautiful. Love it.
Thank you so much. And hope I used to I think I'm quite new in US, but I got some really nice customer that visit my shop in PMQ before COVID. There's
Yeah.
lots of like Americans, they like our brands. Maybe we can share your Avant Gardist to them, and then wow, we can get them together and connect together.
That would be great. We are really not just about the shop, but it's a community. I
Yeah,
call
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
family
yeah.
too. So, people share their inspiration and, what they love and, really have an intelligent conversation about different material and processes. And I really love, the, social responsibility thought into, everything that you guys do, anywhere from
Cool.
creation to packaging and all that. It's amazing. Um, Jane, how about you? Can you, oh, so sorry. Looks like there is a question in the chat room.
Oh
Is,
yeah, yeah.
um, you mentioned waving a lot for the two outfits that you highlighted. Is your design based on weaves?
The weaving is just a language to express from every season. And there's another part which is quite funny is how we upcycling the old stuffs. That's one dress you can have a look. Is we combine a man's shirt together with a dress and make it like two different ways, just like how you wear like from the left and the right is quite different. And like Vincent, I think me and Vincent and Jane, we have a similar characteristic in our collection is fun, and you can find different wearing technique. So it's quite interesting. I mean, this is quite common in Hong Kong designers because Hong Kong is really small, and whenever we go, it's easy. That means whenever you go, people will see you a lot. So it's quite interesting when you to be like putting one outfit in two different ways. It's easier and it's fun. It's like Hong Kong, small, petty, but like fancy.
But very unique. I mean, these design is definitely, when you walk on the street, definitely turning heads.
Yeah.
Like
And you find that you hidden all the like the arms and everything, and but show the beautiful leg lines and the like, shoulders.
exactly. I really love it.
Thank you.
So sorry, Jane, for the wait. Uh, I'm
Yay!
super, I'm super excited learning about all these. So can you tell us about your collection, Jane?
Jing is sleeping.
Yeah,
Oh.
yes. Sorry, forgot to unmute. Um, my collection for the coming season is about liberty, and liberty means the state of being free, and here in Hong Kong we have gone through a lot of things from 2019 onwards, like the political movement, and the changes it come afterwards. And of course, pandemic, it's been 2 years. And so we always think freedom is for granted, but nothing is for granted, unfortunately. That's why that kind of restriction or derived of liberty inspire me to do something in the coming season.
Yeah, so what was your creative process in this upcoming collection, and how long did it take you to come up with that?
I think usually we have an idea and then we think how we apply the idea into clothes. And so for my collection, I made some panels detachable. That means they can come off from the clothes. There's some panels, front panels, upper panels, or a sleeve which you can detach and move it around. And also there's some the lining is in contrasting color, say gold and silver, and there's some implication behind that. It means even though it's quite dark or there's full of darkness, but something shines in the dark, still there's a hope here. So it's quite conceptual, but I try to put it into to blend it into garments, clothes, and design. And also there's another idea behind is the anti-recognition. And we are always monitored and we are always being tracked. But that's why I create something to hide our identity somehow, or have something standalone, say the standalone hood that we can wear, just a hood to hide, to cover up our faces. And also some hood has some built-in mask that we can also cover our face, that kind of thing. So and it is hard to tell how you come up with this, because you know, we keep thinking and how we put this into the ideas into the into something real, actual product. And it takes I think I want to have more time to do it, but every season we have limited time, say 3 to 4 months. So
Wow. What kind of fabric did you focus on using, and are they sustainable?
I try to focus to use one kind of material. Say if it is wool, then it is 100% wool, or it is poly, then it is 100% poly, because it will be more easier to be disintegrate afterwards, after use. And this is part of the circular economy, circular mode of creating products. We cannot avoid creating products, but we try to create less and then make it easier to become resources again. Because every product has to be, when you make, you take the resources and then it becomes a product. And then after the product is being used, and then you have to recycle it to become resources again. So we try to make the process easier, to make the resources, the material used to become resources again. That's why I try to focus on one material only.
Understood. Thank you so much. So how did, this is really for everybody, how did COVID impact your creative process? Did you learn anything from COVID? Did it change anything about your design or creative process?
For me, as I kind of have to be focused. I think focus on what's your core value is, what your strength is. So you're kind of not doing so much, and narrow down your even the range of the collections to have a really good quality one. And at the same time, you're prepared for the future, the opening up. So the style is kind of, if you're looking back in 2020, when we have the collection, a lot of the style is almost looks like pajama and a dressing gown. So because people are staying home a lot, they wanted the kind of comfortable, but balance with some styles, design, but practical and the quality of the product. That's where make me thinking when I'm doing my designs. And for the business side, we not travel as much as before. Basically, I haven't traveled for 3 years. So we really have to focus on, first of all, the local retail, local customers, and also the digital, from the digital platform, yes.
How about Iris and Jane?
Yeah, I think COVID really gave us a long vacation. You can have time to think about what you really want to design and what your customer needs. Since before COVID and the social movement, we hardly focus on the local business, because most of the tourists will come to PMQ and then they just buy our collection. I mean, we no need to really focus on the local customer. But after COVID and the social movement, we have to think about what really can connect with the local customers, because there's no tourists anymore and you can't go to trade show or the showroom around the world. How you maintain your collection and how you design that is really suitable for their needs. And that's really inspired me, that through the conversation with them more and doing different VIP days. We did VIP days in our shop during COVID, because secretly limited for people. And we found a new method to how to link up with the customer from online to offline. I find that our brand, most of the customer, they will see the collection online. But mainly, I mean, afterwards, they really want to come to the shop to see the real product, because our brand is more about so many texture, so many details that picture can't tell. That's why that is a really learning process to how to express our language from only from retail and from the online. So this is that kind of connection. And one more point is start from COVID, we add more human touch in the clothes. During the quarantine, only you and the wall. You can't see anybody. You just can do Zoom. Yeah. It's so lonely and it's so boring. That's why I want to create a clothes that you feel that is really nice one, and I can see how you put the effort into it. And that is kind of like blessing and wishing and greetings for us to making the clothes. So that is one of the key features after the COVID, and we added on every pieces. You can find some little human touch into it.
Thank you. How about Jane? Sorry, there was a question on the chat room about your Hakama trousers too. So if you can answer to that question as well, that would be great.
Oh, that Hakama trousers, we really bought a sample and examined it, the construction of it, and then we create based on the structure. And it is wide, and it's like a skirt, a long skirt, but it's people in the past in Japan, the Japanese wore this kind of trousers, and it is also for the their soldiers. So because of the wideness of the trousers, more freely, and especially when you are fighting. So that's kind of things that we base on and work it and make it more modern, and also for your daily wardrobe.
Okay. How about going back to the COVID question? So how did that impact your creative process, and what did you learn from it?
We I think we try to create even less. I mean, the quantity. We have too many clothes, to be honest, and fast fashion has been running over in the last decade, and then it somehow destroy a lot of things, and we should really buy something more unique and focus on something more unique. So there's some create less is something we continue, and then even more during COVID.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So, for those of you who haven't seen our um, collection, I actually wanted to paste a shop link here so you can check them out after the event. I'm gonna paste it in the room. Sorry. Here we go. Um, So you can see the composition, sizing guide on the product page. We also offer customization services based on your body type and size. You can find the customization form on our website too. If you go up to the top where it says custom made, and then you can click in the form link in there. Um, this is all the questions that we will start with the customization process. So you don't have to worry about, oh, maybe the size is too small, it's not fitting me. That's probably a lot of people's concern when they are making purchases online. So we're trying to create this to make it easier and it's better satisfaction. And we wanted to make sure that you love and enjoy these one-of-a-kind pieces that does not age. It's really timeless. Anyway, so now it's 5:50 now. I would like to open it up to our guests to ask questions. Anyone who wanted to ask questions, please feel free. Halima?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Name is Halima, and this was such a fantastic discussion. Thank you so much. I just had a couple of questions for the designers. I myself am a fashion blogger, and I really, really love each and every one of your designs. So the first questions will be for Jane and Vincent. I know that recently you were in Washington, D.C., where I am, for a show at the Smithsonian Futures. And so I just wanted to find out, how was your experience in our city? And how, and then the second question, or the second part of that question, will be for Aries as well, for all three of you guys. Just wanting to know, do you prefer virtual fashion shows? Do you prefer in-person fashion shows, or a combination of the two? So thank you.
Vincent, you speak first.
I think it's a really a rare, great opportunity for us to presenting our collection there. But unfortunately, we couldn't be there physically. So we watched online. And so it's also, it's a new experience when we cannot travel. We have to communicate virtually and digitally, and with all the preparation and productions. So, but and I really enjoy this time, which is the choice of the model. It's quite diverse and it's more inclusive, and that's what we wanted to present it. And I also kind of recreated, curated pieces which is fit with the theme together. And some pieces is from the current, and some maybe it's from the past. So it has it's a journey. So, but I hope people like it. If I was able to be there, probably I'm going to talking to people and see how they think. Yes.
Well, I definitely got feedback from everyone. You know, I was supposed to be there too, but my son had other plans and decided to come early. But I got so many compliments, and everyone was raving about it. So I can let you know that it was great.
There were like 5,000 people watching online and 2,700 people attended physically. So it was amazing. I was there presenting my wonderful designers there. I was really proud, I have to say. That was the best part of the show.
Yeah, I really wanted to go there too, but same as Vincent, we are stuck in Hong Kong. So we couldn't attend, unfortunately, but we love and we treasured the opportunity. And thank you, Avant Gardist, to bring us there. And we liked the concept of future of fashion. And there there are other collections which is unlike those typical idea of future, because when we talk about future, people tend to think about futuristic that can't use a lot of rubber thing, or the color will be very metallic. But we don't really think so all the time. So we bring some we do some accessories to go with our daily wardrobe, which also could be one of the style that we could do in the future. So and there's one thing we like about the concept. Yeah.
Future actually.
Vincent, is it yours?
I would just say that actually the future
yeah.
of fashion should be about all the people.
Yeah.
So we wanted more diverse. Yes.
Yeah. Inclusivity.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
And then it was absolutely, I guess, that a question kind of pivoting, since we already heard from them about, you know, how they feel about the future of fashion, and the theme was the future. So please let us know, you know, what do you see as the future of fashion? And then also, how do you feel about virtual versus in-person fashion shows?
Wow, it's quite different. I mean, virtual fashion show and the real fashion show is two different kind of experience. Virtual fashion show is more about visual, how you are using colors, silhouette, which is more bold than before. I mean, bold than the runway. And the runway is more about the mood, the vibe, connection, to see people, and how you engage with the network. I mean, if possible, there's two way of the promotion. If it's possible, mixing together, you can like elevate the brands into different directions. I mean, into different markets. I think it will be quite good experience for the brand if they have like different kind of the exposure. And it's a really good try. I mean, the virtual one. Without the virtual one, we can see you guys in like for the internet. I mean, it's quite fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions on the floor? Okay, we're coming to the end of it. I wanted to thank you all for coming today. Thank you to Vincent Lee, Phenotypsetter, and Moment for participating in the Fireside Chat today. Remember, the pre-sale items will only be available for purchase until June 21st. We hope you were inspired by the conversation. We're always looking to improve our offering, so please fill out a 5-minute survey, which I'm gonna paste it on here, and share your thoughts and experience of the fireside chat. Next month, we'll be arranging a styling session with our own talented creative director, Adriana Lacco. Look out for our invitation, and please follow us on Avant Gardist Inc. and sign up for our monthly newsletter or visit us at our site, avantgardist.com. Thank you so much, all. Have a fabulous day.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
You.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.